Hello, I'm Ryan. It is currently 8:30 and I'm here with my friends Nina and Jonas. And we're here in Japan looking for cherry blossoms. None to be seen here, but we'll go looking. 9 years, nearly a decade. It's been about that long since I was last properly in Japan. It was a very different time with different friends on a different sort of adventure. It's almost strange being back here now as a basically entirely new being.
We could do this, and then we're on this side anyways already.
Yeah, at least Photoshop you took the picture. These days, I do my best to get away from the crowds, seeking untouched wilderness and remote locations. But when my friend Jonas came calling, talking about needing some help looking for Sakura and filming an ad or something, how could I say no?
I don't know, like the parking lots and stuff like that.
Yeah, just like... It's one of the things I love about revisiting places. For one thing, I never thought I'd be old enough to look back on a backpacking adventure I went on nearly a decade ago now. Some things haven't changed though. Just like the last time, I've got no clue what's going on, where we're going, what we're doing. What has changed is that my Japanese is at least a little better than last time. Still undoubtedly terrible. Japan's a magical place, and spring makes a strong argument for best time of the year. With each passing day, as we drove thousands of kilometers throughout the country, it was incredible watching each city, town, and village we passed through just explode with color and festivities. I was only supposed to be here for like a week and a half, but you know, nature's nature, and she'll do what she does best, which is whatever she wants. Sakura typically bloom in March or April, depending on temperature and elevation and all that, so it's a tricky thing to time correctly. Of course, we didn't, so we decided to drive around doing a recce of the country, scouting out locations for every idea we had when the Sakuras finally bloomed. And chasing after Sakura, flexibility is definitely key. Just about every day we were stalking the forecast, heading to whatever city had the highest percentage of blooming, hoping to catch hints of pink. There's over 1 million Yoshino cherry trees around Japan. You'd probably be wondering how there's a forecast, and the answer is simple. It's all one tree. Virtually every Yoshino cherry is an identical genetic clone of a single hybrid produced in 1850, when an unnamed farmer accidentally crossed the Edo Higan and the Oshima Sakura, producing the cherry blossom we now know. This means that when they bloom, they all bloom, blanketing the entire country in its stunning pinkish, whitish hues.
That looks like a good street.
What's the name again?
Your typical Japanese road.
Oh, yes. Oh, you had that on film?
I was.
Okay, look again, look again. Do it.
What? Look how cute this one is.
You don't need to talk to them, it's just...
It's gonna be hard when the birds come in. Being records already.
Ja, da måste gå. Ja,
있어요.
Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh.
Several days in, we've scooped up our friend Nina and headed south to Kyushu, stopping by Hiroshima along the way. As the further south we went, the more likely we were going to see Sakura in bloom. It was my first time in Hiroshima, and it's an extremely sobering place. It's a beautiful, beautiful city with lots of charm, but walking through the city center is just utterly heartbreaking. We visited the museum as well, but I obviously didn't take my phone or camera out. On a lighter note, being so close to the sea, the food here is particularly incredible, and we definitely contributed to the local economy by filling our stomachs beyond any reasonable amount.
arigato.
Having scouted out all the spots we wanted to photograph, we headed further south towards Kumamoto to explore some volcanoes, then to Miyazaki to soak in the Studio Ghibli vibes. We were really headed to a part of Japan that not many tourists venture out to. Many times, we were the only non-Japanese tourists around, which felt really strange.
I don't know, I can't properly see them from here. Ducks? Probably? Like, look around a bit. Left, right.
This is sick.
It's the moon.
This is
Dolomite?
could be nice drone spot, dude. We could fly it.
Miyazaki is unbelievable. It's like, I don't know, Lord of the Rings meets Totoro. You know, cloud inversions across the mountains and valleys, deep gorges with intricate rock formations, temples nestled deep in the woods, and of course, Sakura finally starting to bloom and rain down across the landscape.
I styled it.
Wait.
The sock.
It's so short.
I can see clear.
That is fucking insane. Whoa, mate. Take a fucking video. Oh my god, that's so cool.
Hell yeah.
Building that.
Shenanigans complete and the Sakura finally in full bloom, we booked it back to Hiroshima and continued our search for pink, this time heading out to Miyajima Island. Around this time of year, Japan gets incredibly hazy and foggy. It's a naturally humid place, but because it experiences such temperature swings with each season, all this moisture tends to linger in the air. This dense and unpredictable blanket of fog often adds an incredible mood to an already staggering scenery, coating it with some nice soft diffused light, which always makes for challenging but fun photographic conditions. Having had a taste of natural scenery in Sakura, we headed off in search for castles before spending the next few days in Kyoto, where we'd really pick up the pace on our search for Sakura.
Try also the left spot, like a little bit further to the left, basically.
These are really pretty.
Wow, oh my god.
We have to shoot it in the dark now as well. And then tomorrow sun.
There's definitely other people going there.
It's strange being back here. For one, 10 years ago, you don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. to beat the crowds, but here we are. Worth it though, as we get to enjoy the various bamboo forests in Kyoto all to ourselves.
So good. Actually, my outfit fits really.
10 years ago, I never would have been here this early, but then again, I didn't realize I could be doing what I do now 10 years ago. A decade's a long time, but not so long that memories feel distant. Still remember the steps I took here, the restaurants I stumbled into, and the random drunken conversations exchanged between friends and strangers. Thankfully this time, I was busy seeing pink. Cities in this part of the world often feel like they change and modernize too fast. Each time I go home to Singapore, I recognize less and less of it. It's wonderful then to experience the dichotomy of Japan, a cyberpunky, techno-futuristic place, yet so deeply rooted and immersed in traditional culture and craft. The duality is most apparent in somewhere like Kyoto, where 50-year-old businesses may as well be startups, yet beyond most other places with its integration of technology.
A new philosopher?
Here in Kyoto, the Sakura chase was well and truly on. It seemed like just about everyone was getting in on fun, including our friend Dario, who just so happened to also be in Kyoto. Having swapped out our friend Nina for Dario, we then dragged him across Kyoto, spending the next couple days exploring Nara together. Having somehow timed things properly this second time round, we practically overdosed on Sakura to the point where we just stopped taking photos entirely. Not sure if anyone else can relate, but being a full-time photographer, there's no better feeling than already having all the shot and getting to put my camera down and truly soak in and enjoy a scene guilt-free. The second time around, the deer of Nara Park are no less ridiculous. We did the thing and showed up again before the sun even rose, getting to hog all the deer in glorious light before the flip crowds came flooding in. Japan is just so beautiful, it's unfair. Everywhere you look, there's something interesting going on. Niue is a volcanic island, which means mountains galore, but I was so unprepared for just how mountainous the whole country is. And it's something you don't, unfortunately, get to realize when you're riding the Shinkansen around, which is why I'm really glad to get to explore Japan via car this time. I kinda can't believe it's taken me this long to revisit. I think it's because I fell so out of love with cities that I just had no real desire to spend time in Tokyo, which is where most people want to go. Speaking to some locals, it seems that something like 90% of foreign visitors don't venture outside the Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka triangle, which I find such a shame, as truly every inch of this country has so much to offer. Then again, it's a long way to fly, it's not the cheapest place, and trains don't run as often out here in the middle of nowhere. It's raining.
No one's gonna know. They're gonna know. No one's gonna know what is this. I have a feeling, yeah.
Because everyone is shooting that road.
Yeah.
That crooked road.
I don't see it.
On our last day of chasing after Sakura, we had to book it back to Kyoto one last time for the iconic postcard image that we had somehow forgotten about on our previous drive-through. With one last sunrise mission, we got the image, then ran over back to Yamanashi for one last dose of Mount Fuji in pink before we had to return to camper. We then spent a few days in Tokyo just recovering from our relentless pursuit of flora. I know it's been a different kind of video, but then again, it was a very different kind of trip for me. I'm usually throwing myself into crazy environments, so getting to hang out and not have to worry about being eaten by a polar bear or freezing on a mountain was quite the nice change of pace. Then again, this is only my third video. Either ways, I'm Ryan, I'm an environmentalist, adventurer, and photographer. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. If you've enjoyed any of the photos throughout it, you can see more of them at my website, ryanaw.photos, or on my socials below.
俺の道は危ないからありがとう俺走る街角切符くれるありがとうただでフォローしてくれて